Alright people, this is David from Moralis, and in this video I'm gonna show you real fast and easy how to start building a metaverse. So what do I mean by that is first we're gonna create our 3D world, and after that we're gonna add a third-person character so we can move around. And later on we're gonna log into that world using a crypto wallet so we can have an ID that represents us into the blockchain. So in this way, this 3D local space can really become a metaverse. You'll see that we're gonna use Unity and Moralis to integrate all this blockchain part, because it's gonna make our life very easy, and you'll see that in a moment. Alright, so let's take a look at how it actually looks. And as you can see, we have a QR code, and we will authenticate scanning this code with our crypto wallet. So then we will be able to retrieve the wallet address, and we'll be able to move around this 3D RPG style room. Alright, cool. So we're gonna take a look also at the assets that I have used. I have used all these 3D free assets from the Unity Asset Store, and totally recommend this because it's gonna make your life a lot easier too, and you're gonna save a lot of time. Also, I have used this fantastic music that you have listened to in the beginning, and this font from Google, so all this is royalty free. All right, so why are we using Moralis? So very simple. Imagine you are a game developer like me, so you're not a blockchain developer itself, but you are into the metaverse, Web3, play-to-earn industry, and you want to create a game, or you have to ship a game, and normally nowadays you have to do that fast. So this is where Moralis enters. This is the power of Moralis. You will be able to focus on your game development, because the blockchain integration, it will be much easier with Moralis. And why is that? That is because all the infrastructure is already done. So all the backend is done. You don't have to bother about RPC nodes or configuring smart contracts. And instead, what you have is a real-time on-chain database. So with just a few lines of code, you'll see that also later on the video, you'll be able to interact with this data, all the user data, all the NFTs, tokens on the wallet, all the tokens on the wallet, and you can see this database once you log into the portal. So also a very good thing is that it's cross-chain, so you don't have to bother about bridging between chains. And the best part for us Unity developers is that our Metaverse SDK is already live. So we'll be using this, and I'll be showing you how to integrate it later on the video. So let's go to Unity, and let's go start by the basics. All right. So we're gonna first create the 3D world, the 3D space. Also, we will add the third-person character, and then we'll go back to Moralis and do all the blockchain integration part. So let's start by let's create a new scene. Let's call this scene main. Let's open this scene. We can delete this because we won't need it. And here in third party, I have all the free assets that I showed you before. So here in room, we have the medieval room. And if we go to scenes, here we have it already almost done, right? So what you can do here is create a game TM object, and let's call it room, for example. You can do this, select all the elements, and then you can go here. I created a folder named prefabs. So you do like this, and you have the prefab. So As you can see, I already done that, but then we can go to our scene, and here I will add prefabs. I will add my custom room. It's custom because, as you can see, I added this cool chest and this cool sword, so it looks a little bit better. But that's it for our 3D world. This is it. It's very easy. So now let's add the third person character. So also in third party starter assets from Unity, here we will search for nested pattern armature. So this is a prefab that it's already working, and you will see how fast is it. So, okay, so we are free falling. That's because in the room we don't have, the floor of the room doesn't have a mesh collider. So we're gonna add a mesh collider. We're gonna try again. All right, amazing. As you can see, we just drag and drop 2 elements, and here we have our player already walking around the room. And we're gonna disable this UI because it's from mobile, so we don't need this. And also I'm gonna change the name to make it a little bit simpler. Player is gonna be our player, and I'm gonna unpack the prefab because we're gonna make modifications here. So what we want to do now is to change the model, okay? Change the 3D model. And also on third party, in Cartoon Heroes, you'll see, really cool, this one. On male, I'm gonna use this one. So to change it, just in player armature and geometry, I'm gonna delete armature mesh, and I'm gonna add here my prefab. All right, and also we want to change, I'm gonna click here in player armature, we want to change our new avatar to the animator. All right, so let's try this. Amazing. We have this new model walking around, and maybe it looks a bit like a hobbit if you compare it to the chest and the sword. So we're gonna scale it a little bit. And to scale it, just click on play armature and then scale tool. We're gonna scale it like this maybe, and let's see how this looks. All right. Yeah, more human size now. Can jump, amazing. All right. So now we have all the basics done. So it's time to go to the Moralis and all the blockchain integration part, and you'll see it very simple. So let's go to Google, for example, and let's Google Moralis Metaverse SDK. Click here, and we're gonna download the SDK. Here on releases, I'm gonna download the new release. And when it's downloaded, I'm gonna show in the folder, go back to Unity. I'm gonna show the folder again, and I'm just gonna drag. All right. So this is gonna take a little bit of time. So I'm gonna pause this for a second and come back once it's already imported, okay? It's gonna ask you to import the files. So you just click import, and that will be it. All right. So as you can see, now we have here on Moralis Web3 AP SDK, we have the folder with all the SDK elements. So we're gonna need just 2 prefabs from this SDK to start configuring Moralis and Wallet Connect. So you'll see how easy it is. First, we need Wallet Connect. we search for wallet connect, and here we activate connect on start and autosave on resume. You can delete this. We don't need it, and we're gonna need this one. You'll see that in a second. But that's good for wallet connect. So now what we need is Moralis setup, and we're gonna drag it. And here, as you can see, we have Moralis server URL and the application ID. So this tells us that we need to create a Moralis server, but that also is really easy. So we go back to Moralis Metaverse SDK, we click on login. I have already an account, so if you don't, you can sign up. And here we're gonna follow the tutorial and create a new server. I'm gonna create a mainnet server. I'm gonna call this test server. I'm gonna select Amsterdam for my region, and I'm gonna select the ETH mainnet. And after that, just add instance, and we will have the server ready. So if we click on view details, here we have the server URL and the application ID. So just copy this, go back to Unity, paste it here, and the same for application ID, paste it here. And here, very important, we have the RPC node URL that we will have to connect to. So just go back to the Moralis portal, go back to Speedy Nodes, and here I selected ETH, and I selected the mainnet, so I just copy this URL, and I'm going to paste it here. And also, very important, we have to link our wallet connect here. All right, awesome. So this is configured for the moment, but now we have to create the canvas panel and to show the QR. So let's create that very fast. I'm going to create the UI canvas. I'm going to call it UI. I'm going to create the panel inside. And inside that panel, I'm going to create an image. And that image is going to, yeah, it's okay like this. And we can see I'm going to scale it a little bit more. Perfect. And now, very important, this step. In this image, you have to add this component, Wallet Connect QR image. This component, it will create a random QR code every time we click start. And so in this way, we can scan it with our crypto wallet. So also very important is to add Wallet Connect here. All right, amazing. So we can hit play and see what happens, all right? All right, so we have the QR panel and the script that we just added randomly created a QR code, but we can move around. So we have to stop this by going to player armature in the third person character. And here on starter inputs, I'm going to deactivate this. So when we have the QR code panel active, we cannot move and the camera doesn't move. All right, amazing. So what we need to do now, I'm going to create, now that I'm here, I'm going to create a 3D text. So this 3D text, it's going to be our wallet address, okay? I'm going to call it, though, player address text. And let's go to the scene, and this text is here. So it's very big. I'm gonna, okay. So this is a trick I do. I'm gonna scale the font size so it's more defined, and then also anchor and alignment in the center. And now I'm gonna scale it down. All right, perfect. So now we just have to put it on top of the character, like this. All right, these gizmos are really bothering, so we're gonna deactivate this. Right, perfect. I think that's good for the moment. Gonna scale it back down a little bit more, and that's all right. Okay, so now it's time to go to the code part, all right? We're gonna make this very easy and simple because I just prepared a script that implements all these methods that we need to connect to Moralis server and the crypto wallet through Wallet Connect. But if we go to the Moralis SDK folder, we're gonna find, in example, the boilerplate. So if we find here, if we search for main menu script, we're going to find the main script that has all these methods that I used in my script. All right. So basically my script is a simpler version to be able to follow better in this tutorial. All right. So we're going to go to the main scene, our main scene, and we're going to create an empty game object. I'm going to call it game manager. And in this game manager object, I'm going to add also my game manager script that I just created. And in this script, we basically have the libraries that we need. Of course, the Moralis libraries and the Wallet Connect ones, and also starter assets that you will see why we need that. So, well, basically we need that to be able to add this field here. So we also need these fields. So let's see what these fields are. So this is the Wallet Connect one. We also need the Moralis controller. The starter assets inputs are going to be here. And the player wallet address that we just created is here. All right, so we have all linked, all our components linked. So let's see what our script does. All right. So in start method, basically, we check if the Moralis controller is not null, and if it's not null, we initialize this way. Very easy. If not, well, if it's null, we just throw an error. Okay, so let's skip this one for a second and let's go to the main one. This is the main method that we need, that it's basically just copied from the main menu script. You will find that there. And I'm not going to go through all these methods, but I'm going to tell you that this is the script that is called, well, that it needs to be called when we scan our QR code with our crypto wallet. So in order for that to happen, we need to go to Unity, to Wallet Connect, and here on the connected event session, what that triggers, when we scan the QR code, we need to call the method. All right, so yeah, just let's go through fast. We basically, when that happens, we get a data from the Wallet Connect session, and we're gonna retrieve some of that. So we can basically create an authentication data, all right, with our address, the response that we get here, and the signed message that we just created with our app ID and the server time that we retrieved here from the Moralis server. So why we are creating this authentication data? So we're creating this to basically log into the Moralis server. And how do we do that? Very easy. We're just going to do Moralis interface, and we're going to log in asynchronous, and we're going to pass this authentication data. So this is that simple, all right? So if everything goes well, we're going to get a user, and we're going to be logged in successfully. If not, we're going to just debug.log that we have failed. All right, so here we can see, right, Moralis interface. This has all these methods, very simple methods, just one line of code to log in, and also here to just get the application ID of the client. So it's that simple. And so what we want to do if we have logged in is just, we're going to handle this using this method, And what we are gonna do is we're gonna deactivate the QR panel. We want not to see that. And we will activate the cursor locked and the cursor input for look. And we are also gonna set our cursor visible to false. And this is why we do this, because we want our player to be able to move around the room. So this is how we do it. And also what we want to do once we are logged in is to get the wallet address. So we're going to do this way, very simple. Moralis interface, get user asynchronous. This will check if the user is logged in. And so if it's logged in, we're going to get a user back. And here we're going to get our address, our wallet address, passing these two parameters. And after that, we're going to just format this address with this method here. And we're going to active the game object so we can see it. And let's look at the logout. It's very simple. We're going to just disconnect from the wallet connect session, and we're going to clear the session here. And after that, also using Moralis interface, we're just going to log out. All right, and we're going to call this every time we disable Unity Editor or the application itself. All right. So it's party time now. It's time to see if everything works as expected. But first, let me show you what crypto wallets you can use. I'm going to use Trust Wallet because it's one of the most used ones. But you can use Rainbow or IM Token, or in fact, any crypto wallet that integrates Wallet Connect. It will work fine. So let's go to Unity and just hit play. And let's try to scan this. I'm going to scan this in real time because I have my phone with me here, and I'm going to use Trust Wallet with Wallet Connect, and I'm going to scan the code. I'm connecting. Moralis authentication pops up, so I'm going to hit OK. And all right, that's it. We are connected, we are authenticated, and we can move around, and we have the wallet address on top. So that's amazing. What we could do now really fast, guys, is make this a little bit prettier. So what we are gonna do is first we're gonna create a text mesh pro text. We're gonna write here the title, authenticate. We're gonna line on the center. We are gonna use the medieval font that we downloaded. And I'm gonna change to this color, more or less. I'm gonna copy this. And now I'm gonna set this right here. Awesome, so we have the title. Now we can go to the player address text and do the same. The medieval font, paste the same color, and also deactivate it because we don't want to see the wallet address before logging in. Amazing. So, oh no, and there's one thing very important that will make this much cooler. So we are gonna add an audio source, and we're gonna add our tavern music right there. Click on loop, and let's try this again. Yeah, much better, guys, this way. So I'm gonna hit on Wallet Connect, authenticate, okay. All right, so here we are. We have authenticated, and that's the way you see the Moralis power. It's been really easy. Almost in about 20 minutes, we have built our small metaverse, and we have an ID that represents us into the blockchain. So I think that's it, guys. We're gonna be making more videos, so I hope you enjoyed this one. All right, guys, Bye bye.